There's one office mystery fans still argue about. Not who the Scranton Strangler is, not whose baby that really is. This one, what did Jim write on the card he hid in Pam's teapot? The answer comes in two parts, and the second one is the part that gets people. Part 1, when they shot that scene back in season 2, the card was blank, empty. Jim was hiding nothing at all. Part 2, jump to the final season. Jim finally hands her the note. Watch Pam's face when she reads it. She falls apart. But here's the secret. Those aren't acting tears. John Krasinski wrote that note himself to Jenna Fisher as his real goodbye when the show was ending. Confirmed. The love story you cried over had a real one hiding right underneath it. And speaking of things hiding in plain sight, let's talk about Creed. Go back and watch Creed's talking heads. Really watch them. Because the strangest character on this show spent 9 seasons telling you exactly who he was, and you just laughed instead of listening. Season 3, the episode, Money. Michael asks how Creed never goes broke. Creed pulls out a passport and explains his backup plan. When the debt piles up, he just becomes someone else. The name on that fake passport? William Charles Schneider. Here's the part almost nobody catches. William Charles Schneider is the real birth name of the actor playing Creed. That's not a writer's joke. The show took the actor's actual identity and handed it to the character as his getaway name. The con wasn't hidden in the script. It was hiding in real life. Confirmed. Creed isn't just a funny old man. He's a con artist. And the show buried the proof in a passport. Speaking of people who aren't what they seem, let's talk about the boss. And I want to start in a broom closet. Season 5, Michael quits and starts his own paper company out of a storage closet under the office. Sounds pathetic. It wasn't. In 1 month, he steals 10 of Dunder Mifflin's biggest clients. He does so much damage that the company he left has to buy his tiny business just to survive him. That's the tell, because the show keeps quietly telling you Scranton is its most profitable branch, the one that never closes while others do. Corporate even admits his numbers beat everyone else's. Michael the manager is a joke. Michael the salesman is a killer. Verdict. Confirmed. Strip away the cringe, and Michael Scott is the best pure salesman in the entire company. But if Michael's the guy who's secretly good, the next theory is about the guy people swear is secretly smart. This might be the smartest theory the show has, and I still think it's wrong. The claim, Kevin isn't dumb at all. He acts dumb on purpose, so nobody notices him cooking the books. Credit where it's due. The clues are real. He's razor sharp when Pi enters the math. He hears what insider trading is and says, "That's just my job." But the honest answer is simpler. Go back to season 1. Early Kevin was written as a regular, capable accountant. Over 9 years, the show did what long-running shows always do. It grabbed his one funny trait and cranked it, season after season, until he was inventing fake numbers like Kelvin. That's not a mastermind. That's writers chasing laughs. Verdict. Debunked. Kevin's not playing 4D chess. He's a character the show slowly flattened into a punchline, and yet, a real secret was buried in that office, sitting quietly at Angela's desk. One thing about this show still splits fans down the middle. Angela's baby, Philip. In season 8, Dwight runs a secret DNA test to prove the kid is his. It comes back negative. Then, a season later, Angela flatly tells him it's his after all. So which is it, and why did the test say no? There are 2 answers, and this is where it gets good. On screen, Angela admits she faked the result. She didn't want Dwight staying with her just for a baby. But off-screen, the show's own director gave a different reason. Dwight grabbed the wrong diaper from the trash. It was a family photo day, other babies were there, and he tested the wrong one. Verdict. Confirmed. Philip is Dwight's. But how the test lied, the show says one thing and the crew says another. That argument's still going. Angela's secret came from love. This next one came from something a lot uglier, and it got a man arrested. The most dangerous person in that office wasn't Creed. It was the quiet temp everybody adored, Ryan Howard. Be honest, you completely forgot this guy got arrested for fraud. Ryan bluffs his way from temp to corporate VP, and to look like a genius, he launches a company website. Problem is, nobody buys paper online, so he tells the branches to log their normal in-person sales as website sales too, counting the exact same transaction twice to fake a booming online business for the shareholders. That's securities fraud. And when corporate finally audits the numbers, Ryan gets arrested at the office. There's even a video of it the whole staff passes around. His sentence? Community service. Verdict. Confirmed. The friendly temp really committed securities fraud, and the show just lets you forget it. Because he's charming. Quick pause before we keep going. If this is landing for you, hit subscribe. Because we're building to the big one. That killer I mentioned at the start is still coming, and it's the best on the list. Ryan's website was a total fiction, but some of this show's other websites were shockingly real, and you could actually log on. I went looking for something after a rewatch, and what I found surprised me. You know Creed's blog, Creed Thoughts, the one the show frames as a joke, just a Word file with a fake address? It's real. You can dig up the archived version right now. NBC actually ran Creed Thoughts on their website for over a year, filled with dozens of bizarre posts, all secretly written by a staff writer, Jason Kessler. The in-show joke had a real, functioning life online. Same with Dwight. His blog existed for real. And Rainn Wilson wrote the earliest entries himself, on the set computers, in character, purely to entertain the cast. The network saw them and made it official. Verdict. Confirmed. This show blurred the line between fiction and reality, one fake website at a time, and it didn't stop at the internet. The show's DNA quietly built a whole other series. There's a version of TV history where The Office and Parks and Recreation are the same show. It almost happened. When The Office became a hit, NBC wanted a spinoff and handed the job to creator Greg Daniels. His first draft with writer Michael Schur wasn't set in a new town at all. It was going to spin directly out of Scranton, using Rashida Jones, who already played Karen on The Office, as the link between them. That's exactly why they backed off. Jones would have been playing two people in one universe, and Daniels didn't want to weaken the original cast, so they cut it loose and built Parks fresh. Same documentary style, brand new world. Verdict. Confirmed. Parks and Rec started life as an Office spin-off before it broke away, but one shared universe? The creators said no on purpose. Now, back to The Office itself. And the one man secretly holding the whole branch together. Dwight's job title was The Office's longest-running joke. His actual job was holding the whole branch together. On paper, he's assistant to the regional manager, and Michael kept that "to the" in there just to remind Dwight he was second string. But look at what Dwight actually does. He's the branch's top salesman year after year. He runs security, safety, discipline, logistics, and every time a manager disappears, Dwight steps in and keeps the place running. The show even tips its hand. When The Office goes a stretch with no manager at all, the show quietly admits it runs perfectly fine, because the guy with the joke title was doing the real one. And it pays off. By the finale, Dwight isn't the assistant anymore. He's the regional manager, and he literally owns the building The Office sits in. Verdict. Confirmed. The org chart was a lie. The assistant was running the place all along. Dwight was the one constant this office could count on. Jim and Pam were supposed to be that too, until the show nearly tore them apart. The most beloved couple in sitcom history was almost destroyed on purpose, and it nearly worked. In the final season, Jim takes a job in Philadelphia. The distance eats at them, and after a brutal phone call, Pam breaks down in tears. Who's there to comfort her? Not Jim. Brian, the documentary's boom mic operator, stepping out from behind the camera for the first time in the whole series. Fans panicked. Was Pam about to have an affair? The truth, nothing ever happened. The show hints Brian had feelings, but Pam never crossed a line, and the show's creator later admitted he did it on purpose, just to scare you. The original plan was even darker. They were going to split the two up for good, until John Krasinski, the actor playing Jim, pushed hard to save the marriage. Verdict. Confirmed strain, fully intentional. The affair, debunked, a trap set for the audience. And Brian, the boom mic guy who broke the rules to comfort her, he's a loose thread that pulls straight into the show's biggest unanswered mystery. The single biggest mystery in The Office was never solved on screen. It got solved on a different show, 20 years later. For 9 years, a documentary crew films Dunder Mifflin, and the series never explains who they are or why a paper company earned a decade-long film. The crew barely exists until the final season, when boom operator Brian steps in for Pam, and we learn they've been watching for 10 years, since before episode 1. Then, in real life, the creators launched The Paper, a new series following that exact same documentary crew as they move on to a struggling newspaper. Same filmmakers, new subject. It's the closest thing to an answer we've ever gotten. The crew was always real, and they never stopped. Verdict. Unconfirmed why they started, but now confirmed they're still rolling. And yet the crew still isn't the mystery I teased at the very start. That one's about a killer. Let's finish this. Remember the mystery I opened with? Here it is. The Scranton Strangler, and the theory the entire internet gets wrong. The suspect, according to fans, is Toby. Sweet, sad, harmless Toby. And the show stacks the deck. He's on the Strangler's jury. He says out loud they may have jailed the wrong guy. He keeps disappearing for episodes at a time, and when he finally visits the convicted man in prison, the guy strangles him on the spot. It's a great theory. It's also false. Paul Lieberstein, the actor who played Toby, happened to be one of the show's lead writers. He personally denied that Toby is the killer, and revealed the truth behind those absences. He was off writing the very episodes we were watching. Verdict. Debunked. The clues were real. The killer was not. Just a writer hiding in plain sight. That's the list. 12 theories, real receipts, no guesswork. If that's the kind of breakdown you want more of, hit subscribe. It's the whole reason this channel exists. And since that camera crew clearly never stops rolling, go watch my Breaking Bad video next. I put a whole other show through exactly this treatment.